Hello everyone, this is Highlander from MTG Cardsmith doing another custom Magic the Gathering card review, and today we got a card called Grim Divination by cadstar369. This is a double black sorcery. Love me some black sorceries. I don't even know what's going on in the art here. I mean, what is this? What is this even? What even is? Okay, at uncommon, as an additional cost, you sacrifice a creature. You scry X, where X is the sacrifice creature's mana value, then draw 2 cards. Okay, so I mean it's a divination, right? Except it's double black, and you have to sacrifice a creature. And you scry X, where X is the sacrifice creature's mana value. So okay, again, nice little. It's a little twist on sort of an existing card. You could compare this to say. Sign in Blood or Knight's Whisper, where, you've got sort of a cheap divination at some sort of a cost. Or you could compare this more to something like, what is it? It's not Painful Truths, is it? This is like the Converge one. Yeah, what's the... There's a couple of them where it's like draw 2. It's like just like scry 2, draw 2, lose 2, something like that. Draw 2. Sorcery. Yeah, I mean there's like plenty of these, right? Target player mills 2 cards, draw 2 cards, loses 2 life. Draws 2 cards and loses 2 life, and you get a food token. That kind of thing's all here. This is the one I was thinking of. Painful Lesson, right? Oh, this one doesn't even have the scry on it. It's a crappy one. Point of discussion. Read the Bones. That's what I was thinking of. Sorry, Read the Bones. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of cards that are similar to this, and some of them that have sacrifice on them, like Bankrupt and Blood or whatever. So anyway, this is just sort of another iteration on that. And so I mean, this card's totally fine on its own. If I were designing this card, I might boost the power on this a little bit, just a little bit. You can do that in a couple of ways. One is you could make it an instant. A lot of cards nowadays that draw cards by sacrificing a creature are instant speed, and that just sort of lets you use it. It gives you the opportunity to use it for extra value, right? They target, especially like a card like this, where you're actually incentivized to sacrifice a large creature, something with or not necessarily large, but something with a high mana value, right? Usually with cards like this, you want to sacrifice your cheap, dorky creatures that are sacrifice fodder, right? But this one kind of goes the other way, where it's like, you want to sacrifice something that's a high mana value, and that's a pretty steep cost for. I mean, it's the higher you go, the higher the scry. Like, it's certainly nice. Don't get me wrong, but you're sacrificing things that do matter on board. So, making this instant is one way to go about. I think boosting this card a little bit, where you can get a little bit of extra value by they target your they target your creature that's a threat, and boom, you cast Grim Divination, and it's kind of like a blowout, right? Another option here is to make the sacrifice optional. So you could say, as an additional cost to cast a spell, you may sacrifice a creature. And then you say, if the additional cost was paid, scry X, where X is the sacrifice creature's mana value, otherwise, or period, then draw 2 cards, right? Or that would be a separate line, sorry. You wouldn't say that. You would have a new line, and you would just say draw 2 cards. Whatever. So yeah, I think one of those 2 directions would be nice. Now, I think the first option is probably better, because the second option gives you a draw 2 with no downside in black, which... so you might like tack lose 2 life on there or something like that. You don't really see that in black. So I think making this instant is actually probably the best option, because again, gives you extra play, gives you the ability to really get your opponents with it, and also because you're sacrificing a creature that actually matters, I think you really want that instant speed, payoff. Because otherwise, there's some cards that like, you can use this to sacrifice and like it's actually a good thing. But overall, the higher the mana value, the more valuable your creature is, right? So sacrificing a high value creature at sorcery speed seems like something you're not super likely to want to do unless you're like kind of losing, right? In which case, then you're like, all right, well, I'm going to sacrifice my huge creature, but I'll be able to find exactly what I need to get out of this mess. So I think making it instant just gives it more play, gives you more opportunity to, have this card be useful in more situations. It is a powerful effect. Like if you sacrifice a 6 mana value creature, scrying 6 and drawing 2, like that's quite powerful. But sacrificing a 6 mana value creature is a pretty high cost. So yeah, those are my thoughts about Grim Divination. Overall, cool card. It's a nice little twist on the black draw spell. This one I think I'm going to give another 7 because I think as is it's a fine card. I do think that were it an instant, I think that it would just make the design stronger. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for Grim Divination. Thank you guys for watching.